Stabilize!
There is no escape!
Solidify! I will have order!
Shine down!
Gather!
There is no escape!
Solidify!
Illusion shattered! Shine down! Inazuma shines eternal!
This is order. I see your power.
Storm the front!
Stabilize. Rise! Quake! Solidify!
Torn to oblivion! Illusion shattered!
Stabilize! Order guide you! Solidify!
Remember the first time we came here? And when we told her that Rex Lapis had been assassinated? We probably don't need to bring any offerings now that we've gotten to... Huh? Traveler? Did something catch your eye? Whoa. What a pretty lady. Is she also here to visit Cloud Retainer? Yeah, you're right. All it takes is one look and you can tell she's someone special. Okay, but if we're both friends of Cloud Retainer, then we're basically friends by association, right? Helping you make more connections is a part of Paimon. Hello? Paimon is Paimon!
You two... What is this tomfoolery? Has a shift in form so clouded your eyes that you no longer recognize...
Wait, you're... Huh? You're the illuminated bird?
Oh, donning human form is scarcely any test of one's abilities. As for your confusion, one merely had no reason to indulge such inclinations before.
So,
Well, one has made plans to pay a visit to some disciples at Liyue Harbor. Taking on a human form for such a trip is simply a way to make matters less conspicuous.
you? Worrying about keeping a low profile? You're the one who likes... Hey, didn't we agree not to bring that up unless she asked?
Oh? So you have taken care to...
Well?
One has never found oneself lacking in basic
That kinda makes Paimon feel a little guilty for trying to keep them for herself. Anyway, where were we before you... Ah, right. So,
One planned to extend... However, one would first inquire as to the...
yeah, we just...
If there are no urgent matters at hand, then let us make haste for Liyue Harbor.
Sounds great! Then let's all go to Liyue Harbor.
Ganyu has been quite busy with work as of late. One can count on one talon the number of times she returns to Mount Outsong each year. Shenhe has also secured employment recently. Did they think one was so easily mollified? One shall investigate everything with one's own eyes and decide for oneself if their living conditions are satisfactory.
We're almost at Weihai Pavilion. Hey, do you think Ganyu will be shocked? Guess we have no idea if Shenhe and Ganyu have ever seen her in this form before. Wait, where did she go? Why are you just standing there, Cloud Retainer?
Quietly now. One shall stay here. You two can go...
But why?
If one were to proudly proclaim one's presence, Ganyu would surely profess herself otherwise unoccupied and drop everything to attend to one's visit. One does not wish to trouble her.
Fair enough, makes sense. All right.
Cloud Retainer?
Oh,
Oh,
Is that lady someone you know, Miss Gu-
She is indeed.
Oh, not...
Thank you.
it's been a while, Ganyu.
Greetings. What brings you here today? And Cloud Retainer, too.
you are quite mistaken. One is not acquainted with this Cloud Retainer of whom you speak.
Seems she's not buying it.
That was but a simple test. One did not expect you to be able to recognize one so easily, especially after so many years of only seeing one's other form.
But recognizing you is,
And one was simply passing by.
Wait, Paimon wasn't aware of any important... Cloud Retainer's right! We've still got something...
oh, is that so?
One simply desired to see you and had...
I understand. That should...
While one acknowledges the amount of work that you have to deal with every day, one must also remind you to rest. Though Adepti blood flows through your veins, excessive exhaustion will still cause grave harm to your body. It still makes one nostalgic to see you as you are now, respected and independent. When you were young, you oft begged one to cuddle you to sleep when you suffered from nightmares.
Cloud Retainer! Stop!
If you insist. We are running short on time regardless, so one will refrain from going into each and every story. Why don't you continue your conversation? One shall simply stand by and listen.
Wow, you've been to so many new places since the last time we spoke. If you ever need anything, please just come find me at Yue High Pavilion. Also, forgive me for my presumptuousness, Cloud Retainer, but if you plan to continue appearing in this form, don't you think it'd be helpful to adopt a human name?
A human name? Huh. You raise a valid...
You really think so? Not that you're...
You presume to know the extent of one's illustrious achievements. One would...
Canyon?
I assume that's a reference to the full record of pristine pavilion. An adeptus of years past would ride...
Oh, that sounds super cool!
Actually, those lines were originally written to describe...
Huh? Wait, so you're really that powerful?
And what of it? Did you truly take one to be nothing more than a bird of bigger than average size?
Not exactly.
To be fair, Cloud Retainer rarely speaks of her past accomplishments. The tales of her past can only be found in ancient texts. It is said that once, a long, long time ago, there was a severe... Although I did not live through such tragedy, simply reading about it is enough to gain a visceral understanding. On top of the drought, the books had this... Upon arrival, the
That's incredible!
Mortal records at...
Even so, you stopped an entire drought! Can you really control the weather? Oh, Paimon suddenly...
How laughable. A name is but a...
That's a relief.
Well, that is quite enough ancient history for now. Ganyu, have you had word from Shenhe? One has heard that she procured a job recently. Have you any thoughts? Moreover, does she find herself overly inundated with work?
That is a...
There is no cause for concern, Cloud Retainer. I introduced Wanmin Restaurant...
I see. Most excellent indeed. One has had the pleasure of being introduced to that family. Xiangling is kind and astute, while her father is loyal and reliable. Now...
But didn't you just say that you had something important to...
can that wait until after we've eaten?
You may return to your work.
Of course, Cloud Retainer. Please take care. Traveler, Paimon, I'll see you some other time.
See you around, Ganyu! Paimon was pretty quick on the uptake there, don't you think? As soon as you mentioned important business to attend to, Paimon realized that you were just looking to cut the conversation short and not take too much of Ganyu's time. Is Paimon right?
No, in fact, it was not an excuse. One is indeed visiting Liyue Harbor for an important purpose.
Wait, for real?
The moment is not yet upon us. Still, the truth will be revealed to you in time.
She really seems to be playing up the whole mysterious Adeptus thing right now. Is it because we just heard that cool story about her power?
You get what I'm
Yeah, how can I not? Not even fine food is enough to distract from the presence of a fine lady.
Oh, I'm far more interested in getting her details than ordering any dish.
You do it.
No.
What can I get for you today?
Greetings, miss. I was just wondering.
What would you like to order?
2 servings of more meat to go. Good.
Shenhe!
Welcome. It's been a while.
Don't welcome us as guests and greet us as old friends in the same line. It's weird.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and this...
This is Miss Shin...
Master?
Huh?
One does not recall ever revealing this form to you before. How were you...
I've trained and lived with Master for more than 10 years. I would recognize you no matter what form you take. Is something the matter, Master?
Hardly. Hardly. One simply learned of your employment from your letter and came to...
And check out the great food, too!
Indeed. It's almost lunchtime. My apologies.
Well, if it isn't the Traveler in Paimon. Are you here? The lunch rush isn't in yet, Shenhe. So, go ahead, sit down and enjoy some time with your friends. I'll let you know if things pick up.
Thank you, Chef Mao.
Woohoo!
It is just as one expected. The owner of Wanmin Restaurant is indeed a most reasonable and accommodating human. Still, the work here entails dealing with quite a varied group of people. Has this been difficult for you, Shenhe?
It's been manageable so far. I sometimes run into strange people, but I have figured out a way to deal with them.
Seems like you've been making progress. So...
First, I try to talk sense into them. If that doesn't work,
Oh, a sensible plan. One is gladdened to see you in...
and you, Master?
Simply marvelous. Though Mount Outsong has scarcely enjoyed your presence recently, one has hardly found the pleasure of one's own company to be lacking.
I see. Oh, just as expected of Master. I have missed Master quite a bit too.
Whoa. Her mood shot.
By the way, Master, since you are in Liyue Harbor...
Indeed.
Ganyu told us...
I see. In that case, allow me to...
Oh?
Is that a problem, Master?
No, not a problem. One was simply caught off guard. But no matter. Please, proceed. One is most curious to see how much of one's own conversational prowess you possess.
Master once participated in a race again. In response, Master...
Huh. What kind of
It was a mechanical vehicle made out of iron. What was it called again?
Oh, you refer to the bicyclical Thunder Flashmobile. One spent 49 days conceptualizing and crafting it. Oh, it boggles the mind why Mooncarver... Alas, the one flaw of my mechanism lay in its weakness against mountainous terrain. One was thwarted mere seconds from victory, when it was thrown off course and failed to make it across the final stretch.
Master, that was the end of that story.
Is that so? With you gone, one has seldom felt the desire to call upon those old fossils for another contest. What is a race without spectators, after all?
Have you been lonely, Master?
Lonely? 'Tis a most foreign sentiment. What is the reason for that look upon your face?
It's nothing. It's just... Well, Paimon gained a lot of respect for you after listening to that story of you summoning the rain and everything. But all it took was a few words out of your off and it's like you're back to being that illuminated bird again. I was just a little bit confused. Which one of the two is the...
To me, they are both, Master.
Huh. One finds oneself exalted. This is not to say that your words...
She got like, what, 2 sentences of flattery from her disciple? And it's as if her ego is about to burst.
Do you have any empty tables?
Hey there, could we get another fish stew?
I'm hearing more guests come in. I should get back to work.
All right, good luck with...
I'll...
So much yummy food! Paimon's gonna feast!
One is fond of all kinds of delicate... The dishes here...
Everything's so tasty! A bit too hot at times, but still super tasty.
I'm sorry, miss, but our tables.
Shall we try somewhere else? But it smells...
Well, you.
Okay, I'll ask her. Excuse me. Would you mind letting us share a table with...
Ah, well, Paimon doesn't mind. What about you guys?
Great!
Granny?
Yep. Is there something wrong with that?
No, Paimon's just a bit surprised.
Yeah. A lot of people compliment Granny on her youthful looks, but she's actually much older than she appears. Granny, why don't you take a seat?
Huh.
No.
Anticipated meeting, then. Please, take a seat.
What would you like to eat, Granny? I want... No, not this again.
Braised earthworms? Well, that sounds weird. Do people actually eat? Right, that's what Paimon... Need any help?
Help? Oh, do you mean with... Thanks, that's nice of you to offer. Granny has pretty bad dementia, so her memory's getting worse all the time. Actually, her memory's been bad ever since I was little. But it's... They died young. Oh, but it's okay. Don't... Wow.
And me?
Oh, you're tough too, Granny. Plus you're...
Yes, and it's hardly as if I forget everything. I still remember the important things. I remember now. It was a dream.
Huh? That sounds super important.
It was just a dream.
You know... Wait, so you have a reoccurring dream where someone's talking to you? That sounds spooky. Oh, does that mean you're possessed?
Unlikely. Her eyes are clear, and her breathing remains calm and level. One sees no signs of possession.
Are you sure?
Who do you take me for? Is one not...
You're right. Paimon almost forgot you're the expert. In that case, do you still remember what the person...
Not anymore. Although, I have a sense that she looked...
A younger version of Granny?
This is just getting weirder and weirder. What is going on here?
As one said, fate...
Are you sure?
Paimon's Paimon.
Just Shenyun.
Thank you all so much for offering to help.
Oh, we don't need any payment for this. You're welcome. But Miss Shenyun, all we have to go off is...
That is elementary. Since her dreams portray her younger self, then we shall retrace the steps of her youth. Once we have revisited those places, her memories will likely return.
Sounds like a plan. So we're...
Why, of course I do.
Okay, Once when I was really little, my dad told me that Granny used to be a martial artist heroine. If it's true, then maybe they wrote about it in the hit.
A martial arts heroine? Oh, Xingqiu knows tons about Liyue's chivalry.
Are you leaving already?
I'll go order some food, Granny.
It seems we must part ways for now. The Traveler and Paimon are bound for the Feiyun Commerce Guild, while Yuendai and Shuyu shall remain here and partake of their lunch. As for myself, I have matters to discuss with Streetward Rambler.
Street word rambler? Oh, you mean Madam Ping!
Precisely. Let us meet at Yuji.
Always wanted to try this place.
Food is unbelievable.
Today is my treat.
For this price,
Always wanted
food
to
is
try
Where do you want to go next? If you'd like to see Liyue's tourist spots, I have a few references.
For this
Always wanted to try
price,
this
food is
place.
unbelievable.
Listen, let me tell you how it is.
Osman.
It's you two. What brings you here?
Shincho! Great, we found you! We wanted to ask you about something.
That's not a whole lot of information to go off of. I don't know. I can't pinpoint her identity from your description alone. But considering her age, I am reminded of a nameless heroine who's been featured in various chivalric novels.
Nameless heroine?
That's right. The novels often speak of a great drought from 50 years ago. As the people suffered, a nameless heroine appeared and began to clear away evil spirits and bandit camps. The people idolized her, but never learned her name. All they knew was that she always acted alone. Later, though, she supposedly fell in love with a similarly noble-minded exorcist from Mount Tianheng. They were well matched in more ways than one, often fighting together as a fearsome duo of otherworldly strength. After the drought ended, the heroine and the exorcist left the public eye and began living a reclusive life in the mountains. All that remained were tales of her incredible accomplishments. The way this nameless heroine faded from fame into obscurity later in life is not too dissimilar from Miss Yuendai. I hope that's somewhat helpful.
Thanks a lot, Shincho. We knew it'd be worth talking to you.
It's nothing at all. Just something I came across while reading. I did do a bit of extra research on her story, but it was just out of personal curiosity.
Well, Paimon still thinks that's super cool. Oh, wait, Shincho, if you've read up on her, do you know of any places often associated with her?
Let me think. In the novels, the nameless heroine always appeared near one of three places: Wangshu Inn, the area just north of Jueyun Karst, and Qingyun Peak. Perhaps the real-life heroine who inspired the character was also often seen near those three places. That would explain why those locations... You're welcome. To be honest, I found some parts of the story confusing when I first came across it. If Miss Yuendai was indeed the original inspiration for the character, she may just be able to help me put the pieces together. It's rare for a chivalric hero to fade into obscurity during their lifetime, even after retiring from the public eye. But no one ever saw or heard from the nameless heroine again. There were even rumors that she became extremely ill. I've never understood why someone would go to such lengths to erase themselves from public memory. It's almost as if she was trying to hide from something. There's probably far more to the story than what's been written.
We'll be sure to tell you if we manage to uncover the truth.
That's a deal. Perhaps, behind the truth of it all, there lies a story more fantastical than any work of fiction.
Paimon feels like we just learned so much from Xingqiu. A drought, a nameless heroine, a life of seclusion. Wait, why does the story sound super familiar? Oh, right! There's a drought in this story, too! Xingqiu, are droughts super common in Liyue or something?
Well, they used to be. So while droughts do happen, the crops withered.
That sounds
Yeah. Still, as they say that back in those days, disasters were both more severe. Do you have any other questions?
We're good for now. We're just going to head back and meet up with Miss Xian. Paimon hopes that Granny Yuan Anyway, we'll be off now. See you some other time.
It's no problem at all.
I can't wait to see my adorable daughter again.
I have recorded the tune that you requested. I hope it will be of help to you.
Oh, thank you. Straight word, but
Oh, it's no serious matter. I was just reminiscing about the last time I saw you in this form. Time has wrought such change in this world, and yet you...
time has little bearing on one's existence.
Oh, why so formal?
Well, the inquiry is as approximately how much more would one need to afford a comfortable life in the harbor?
It does not require as much as you may think.
Cloud Retainer, Madam Ping!
Nothing save for some trivial matters.
Xingqiu has a theory.
Do not be troubled, young lady.
What do you think, Shuyu? Does it match up with what... According to the story, the nameless heroine eventually fell in love with an exorcist from Mount Tianheng. Maybe... I don't have many memories of him. But there was this one time I found a box in her attic full of a bunch of weird sigils. I think so too. Granny might remember something once she's returned to a familiar place. What marvelous tea. It's as if I was taking a stroll in...
Is that so? Then please...
Thank you. Okay, since we have it... Sure thing. What would... I have a secret I want to tell you. What's wrong, Shuyu? Well, I've been kind of meaning to ask ever since we started talking in the restaurant. But are you guys all adepti in disguise? Oh! About that. Well, you guys just seem super special. Plus, I think I might have heard Miss Shen Yun call herself an adeptus. Oh, must have been a slip of the tongue. Shen Yun, since you were the one who, misspoke, maybe you can explain to Shuyu here what you really meant by that.
One is indeed an adeptus.
Huh? I knew it. Well, one time when I was a little kid, I had this super high fever, and Granny wasn't around. She put me on her back and flew me to her cool Adeptus house, and fed me some sort of magic potion. When I woke up, I really wanted to thank her. So, I just kind of wanted to ask if maybe a pure white... Have you ever met one that's pure white?
Never has one met an Adeptus with such features. One surmises such a description.
That's weird. Well, even if it was just in my head, it doesn't matter that much anyway. Leave it to us! Now let's go to Wangshu. Okay.
Stabilize!
There is no escape!
Solidify!
Please be mindful of your personal safety.
Wangshu Inn. Do you remember this place, Granny?
Yes. The fish here is very delicious. And if you look, I believe I used to have a room here.
I'll come with. Hyman's still having some trouble understanding what she's talking about, but if she... Whoa! Shao! What are you doing here all of a sudden? You scared the living daylights out of Paimon!
I sensed a non-human presence and decided to come take a look. If you're here, then there's likely no trouble afoot. I suppose there's no cause for concern. It's been a while, Cloud Retainer. I see you have returned to your previous form. I have indeed. I fought alongside her in this form on many occasions during the Archon War.
Oh, wow! What was she like during the war? Oh, wait, let Paimon take a guess. Was it anything like this?
Behold, the glory of one's newest invention, the Bang Bang Continuous Fire Mechanism. Hands up and surrender, or be prepared to face the full might of the Adepti.
An impressive imitation.
Paimon knows her all too well.
Even so, Cloud Retainer was not always as ostentatious as you describe. You may be unaware, but her talent with Adepti sigils is just as formidable as her skill in mechanics. The Archon War reached its peak after Guizhong's death. The Cloud Retainer who fought beside me in those devastating battles was taciturn and solemn, only speaking when she had to activate her sigils.
A Cloud Retainer who barely talks? Paimon can't picture it. But what happened after that? If you were so powerful in your human form, why did you decide to take up your bird form again?
Once one had bid farewell to the world of mortals, what use would one still have for such a shape? When dwelling between mountain and forest, away from the struggles and troubles of the mortal world, a mortal form is hardly the most fitting of choices.
After the war, Cloud Retainer retired to Mount Outsong, only revealing herself to the occasional visitor, and always in her avian form. Although I do believe there was an occasion some 30-odd years ago when she decided to don her human form. I believe it was for the purpose of...
One believes there is little need to relive bygone matters.
Granny, are you okay?
Back then, at this place,
Perhaps this conversation should end here. I shall take my leave now. Should you encounter any trouble, you need only call my name. However, given that you are traveling with Cloud Retainer, I trust you are in good hands.
Everyone! I think Granny is finally beginning to remember her past.
Slowly now, calm your mind and recount what has been recalled.
a long time ago, I stayed here to recuperate from my illness.
Huh. So what Shinto said was true! You did fall ill! Was that why you went into hiding?
I don't remember. I'm very sorry, but but I can't even remember the name of my illness. The only thing I can remember is that it took a great toll on me, and there was no cure for it. I was confined to my room in Wangshu Inn, where I spent many days unconscious. I'd come to every once in a while and stare at the migrating birds outside the window. It was a solemn sight. I remember crying, but I'm not even sure I knew why. One day, I met a traveling merchant. Upon hearing of my illness, he sold me a bottle of soul-revitalizing tea pills. He told me that the pills were concocted using Adepti blood and could be used to alleviate my symptoms.
Wait, but if your illness remained dormant for several decades, are you saying that what you're going through now is just a relapse of what happened all those years ago? And it was all thanks to the pills that you managed?
I'm sorry, I don't. Hey, you're not— Oh, fret not, dear child.
The recovery of a person's memories is a gradual process.
Next location. There isn't, after all, if...
Every journey has its final day. Don't rush. Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember. But where are those who share the memory? Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember. But where are those who share the memory? Boats are made for transferring commodities back and forth. And those that come across Liyue tend to stay a while. So it is where many things come to settle. Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember. But where are those who share the memory? Where do you want to go next? If you'd like to see Liyue's tourist spots, I have a few references. Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember. But where are those who share the memory?
I don't remember this place at all. Still, I was...
Huh?
I'm not sure.
I don't remember. Paimon sees an abandoned house! Why don't we take a break over there?
This place...
Did you remember something, Granny?
I remember. It was a moonless night. I had been injured, so your grandpa was supporting me. We fled together with some being in the fog behind. I had exhausted. I remember I alone.
Sin?
I don't know. I don't remember. Eventually, the house was filled with the sound of my baby's first cries.
My dad?
He was my pride and joy. And so are you, Shui. But you're always going to be different from me. Why?
I don't care what you might have done, Granny. You'll always be the...
You're too sweet, Shui. All right. Let's not stand around any longer.
If one recalls correctly, the next place should be Qingyun Peak. Yuan Dai, how fares your...
Does this place feel familiar to you?
Let me see. How strange. Have I... When we were at Wangshu Inn and the abandoned house earlier, though I couldn't remember everything, I still felt a sense of... But here, I don't have that feeling. Perhaps I did come here in the past, but it just didn't leave a strong impression on me.
But did the stories get it wrong then? Yeah, that's true. Paimon was hoping this place...
I'm sorry to disappoint you.
It's all right. We're not going to give up yet.
Whoop, thank you. Huh? That way. What's that mountain?
Oh, let Paimon look! Huh? Isn't that Mount Outsang? Looks like we've come full circle.
Mount Outsang. Mount Outsang.
Granny, are you okay? Don't push yourself, Granny.
It's okay if you can't remember. You should. Mount Outsong,
Mount Outsong holds some familiar.
It does, but
Are you feeling unwell?
My head. It feels all.
Cloud! Miss Xianyun, is there anything you can do?
Let us go to Mount Outsong.
But...
Fret not. All will be well. You may leave the rest to...
Wait, really?
I know. Here.
Huh? But...
Precisely. It periodically soothing
Whoa, what? We could have come to...
How preposterous. We Adepti can only...
Paimon!
As previously.
Oh, Paimon.
And you went...
The drought is over. But why do you look like you want to cry?
The potion. It's nearly run its course.
I've never regretted meeting you. Not even for a second.
Please. Please, no. Have you forgotten? This is the world you left behind. One of gentle breeze and morning dew. This is your home. This is where you belong. You should have never left. The you of the past, the me.
So that is the truth. No wonder this place is so familiar.
Granny! Granny?
Cloud Retainer.
Your memories have...
Wait! Did you just... You already knew each other?
Yes. Granny, please don't grab... Oh, don't worry, my dear. I'm so sorry. It's all come back to me now. No, it's so... Shuyu. Please, Granny. I know, dear child. Some time ago.
Is this the...
I am, in truth, not a human being. My real form, one that I spent many years... Though she never took me on, I even contemplated completing my training and becoming an adeptus in my...
50 years ago?
That's right. Master regaled me. She was the one I looked up to the most, but I was still She warned me.
Oh no. So that was the source of your dementia? Was it because of...
Indeed. Although clumsy and impulsive as he was, you'd think he was the real strange bird among the two of us. But still, just like me, he cared deeply about the world and wanted, more than anything, to cleanse it of all pain and suffering.